This is a drawing assignment to prepare you for your next major project, which will involve drawings of vegetables. If you don't have any veggies around the house, there are photos you can use in the module in Canvas. I do think, however, it's a good experience to draw from life. Drawing vegetables is just like drawing spheres, cones, cylinders, and cubes, which we've already practiced. When I look at this artichoke, I see a large sphere with a cylinder for the stem. Take a moment to observe before you start drawing. Draw shapes in lightly first. You want to get the gist of the size and proportions before adding the details. Notice the lines curve to create the form. Stop frequently to look at the object closely. Use your pencil to measure. And think about the shapes of your negative space as you're working. I'm using the same strategy for the mushroom. It is very similar to the artichoke in shape. I'm drawing the top half of a sphere with a cylinder attached. Using my pencil to measure as I go, checking angles, I observe first, then draw in main shapes lightly, then add details. For the sake of time, I will show you the rest of the drawings in fast-forward mode. Of course, you don't actually want to work this quickly, but I want you to see how I approached different drawings. Once you have drawn 5 vegetables with pencil on one sheet of paper, you are ready for the next step. Be sure you are happy with your drawings before moving on. For the next part of this assignment, you will practice 3 techniques for creating values with ink: stippling, hatching, and cross-hatching. In fact, these are the discussion questions you need to answer in Canvas this week. The first technique is called stippling. Stippling is using dots to create values, or lights and darks. The closer the dots, the darker the value. Notice I am not making wild marks, but making purposeful, uniform dots. When shading a form, it is the same idea. You will need to determine a light source. The dark side is opposite the light. The stippling will be more condensed or closer together on the dark side. Dots will scatter further apart near the light. The highlight or the lightest part of the object can be left with no marks. When shading an object with hatching lines, the lines will contour to the shape of the form. The cylinder curves, so the hatching lines curve. Cross-hatching is similar. You create hatching lines, then create another series of hatching lines perpendicular or intersecting, much like tic-tac-toe lines. The closer the lines, the darker the values. Before you begin, set up a light source using either a window or a lamp in a room that's unlit so that you have a strong light and dark side on your object. Then you can begin using stippling, hatching, and cross-hatching to create form and values. The shape and the texture of the object will help you decide which works best, or perhaps you will use a combination of all of them. I felt like curved hatching lines would work best because of the grain of the petals on this drawing. Later, I add cross-hatching and stippling for darker areas and for bruises, marks, and other imperfections. There are a few common mistakes you should avoid. First of all, do not rush drawings. It takes patience and focus. Many get bored because they have never worked in this way before. If you can lose yourself in the process, not worry about how long it's taking or how far you have to go, it can actually be a very relaxing activity. Try playing music in the background. Focus on just one area at a time, then take a break. Don't try to do it all at once. Don't just scatter lines everywhere. Think before you lay them down. Practice is important, but it's important to practice the right way so you're not just repeating bad habits, which comes back to just slowing down, thinking about each mark, and thinking about what its purpose is. For your project, you will need 5 vegetable drawings, and at least 3 of these should have stippling, hatching, cross-hatching, or a combination of these. They should all be on one piece of paper. Of course, you can complete all 5 if you want, but I would prefer to see 3 quality pieces than the whole thing that has been rushed. If you are an Art 2 or Art 3 student considering art acceleration, you should complete all 5 vegetables with ink to submit as a sketchbook assignment for your portfolio. After practicing, don't forget to submit answers for your discussion questions in Canvas. Once your drawing is finished, you should also upload that through Canvas as well. Looking forward to seeing your drawings.